Hey guys, I'm back with another candle review, and this time around for the 14.5 ounce 3-wick chocolate chip cookie candle from Bath & Body Works. This one's been out for a while, but I've been really enjoying it. In case people were making their list for semi-annual sale, I kind of still wanted to get a review out here because I did buy a back of it because I did enjoy it that much. So the notes on this one read oven-baked cookies, gooey chocolate chips, and a hint of flaky salt. So yeah, this one's very similar to their other like previous s'mores type fragrances. So if you recall like Italy cannoli and chocolate or chocolate grams, very much in that type of fragrance category, which I actually quite enjoy. So I have been enjoying this one. So basically, what does it smell like? You definitely get like a chocolate note first. It's very similar to that sort of like hot melting, like piping hot, like liquidy chocolate that you get from like hot fudge sundae or hot fudge drizzle, or the chocolate in that peppermint hot chocolate candle or chocolate peppermint cream. Very much that like piping hot, like a melting chocolate fragrances in here that I really enjoy. You get that first, but then you get mixed that with a like kind of like a bakery combination of a lot of things kind of going on. You get like a brown sugar note for sure that comes off like a graham cracker fragrance. It has that sort of dry, flaky, crusty type of like bakery note that kind of evokes the flaky crustiness of a cookie. You definitely get that in there. There's like a brown sugar type of fragrance. I also get little bit of like a molasses mixed with that brown sugar as well to give it more of that sort of like deep baking feel to it. So I do get that molasses and the brown sugar in there as like a bakery note, very similar to like a graham cracker type of fragrance for sure. But then you also get heaps of a caramel note in there, which I actually really enjoy. But the more and more I burn this, it really smells like a chocolate caramel fragrance, which reminds me a lot of that salted chocolate caramel fragrance that was out many years ago that I actually quite enjoyed. And it's never come back again. This is kind of like the next best thing to it. But there's a sweet like caramel fragrance in here as well that comes off as like a chocolate caramel cookie. But the caramel kind of mixes in and infuses with the brown sugar and the molasses notes and the sort of like that graham crackery type of flakiness that it just gives it like an even more just this awesome like bakery ooey gooey fragrance when it gets mixed in with that sort of piping hot chocolate. And that's basically what this smells like. When you do go to burn it, it does warm up a little bit more, where on cold it kind of smells like old like stale like cold cookies. But when you go to burn it, the like the flame sort of heats it up and it makes it smell a little bit more like chocolate chip cookies that may have just come out of the oven. And it does smell enough like a chocolate chip cookie fragrance, but it still kind of does smell like a s'mores or like a graham cracker chocolate fragrance as well. But close enough, neither here nor there. It's just an awesome like chocolate bakery type of fragrance, but it definitely has a little bit of caramel in there as well, but I really don't mind that at all. And that's pretty much what this smells like. I've been really enjoying it. Just an awesome like quintessential, kind of basic, but still delicious and very like quintessentially BBW type of bakery fragrance. So that's pretty much it for the fragrance. Let me go into the performance. This one has pretty much had a very slow burn for the entirety of the candle. This is like pretty much on its last burn. As you can see the metal wick clips on this one because I've had this one for a while. But really slow burn. It doesn't really make any mushroom tops, so I've never had to trim it, which is actually kind of nice because like I just don't have to do anything with it. It's very low maintenance. I just always light it and go. I don't have to worry about it sooting or it being too hot or having to trim anything. So I actually kind of don't mind that. But yeah, definitely don't trim the wicks on this one because it doesn't make a mushroom top and it's always kind of like a slow burn. But it still pulls out no problem every single time. It just takes a little bit longer, but actually I really don't mind that just because it's not so hot and sooty. But yeah, so just kind of a slow burn on this, just kind of keep it going. Definitely after the midway point, it kind of seems like maybe it's gonna dead out, but I just kind of like let it rip for like, I don't know, like 3-4 hours and just let it keep going, and it kind of like autocorrects itself, and like as long as I don't fuss with it and let it pull out every single time, it's just kind of fine. You just won't get that super deep wax pull with the really vicious flames, but it still pulls out fine and still does good, so we're good to go there. As for the throw, kind of varying on this one too. At the beginning, when it was performing a little bit better, it was definitely more in like the 7 range. Like you could still smell it. It wasn't a super heavy fragrance, surprisingly, but you could still smell it and it still traveled very well. That it was kind of like just this nice, awesome whiff of chocolate chip cookie, like sort of floating in the background. At a good like 7 range is where I would put it. It has kind of like dwindled in the last 3 burns. It's kind of like maybe the fragrance oils have already been spent, that I really don't smell too much of this fragrance anymore. That's more down to like a 4. But I would say the majority, like the first like 70% of this candle was definitely a good like solid 7. And then the last one, it definitely dwindled more down to like a 5 or a 4. So, but still good enough for the majority of the candle. Overall, just like an awesome like chocolate caramel bakery cookie fragrance that I really enjoy. Very much in the same family of all those like graham crackery s'mores fragrances that we've had out before, and I really enjoy those. So I did buy another one of this, and I look forward to burning it. And that's pretty much it. Thanks so much for watching. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.